Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Northpoint 382 FLRB fifth wheel. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you got two big slides. Dinette slide, bedroom slide, that you need to come out. You also need you to leave room for that big awning. There's two of them, one back there as well, but they both come out about that distance. So leave plenty of room for all of that to come in and out. On your off-camp side, of course, besides your slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way on the rear corner. On your off-camp side, or driver's side of your tow vehicle, power is going to be there. 30-foot cord, and then your water is going to be in your docking station towards the front of the unit. So I'll get you a nice long water hose and park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive and unhook our hitch, we do that by using our liquid auto leveling system. I will show you. Instructions are here in case you forget any of this. Real quick, these lights are either motion or on. I'm going to turn that on so we can see our docking station. Unhooking our unit, we're simply going to hold the up and down arrows at the same time. That's going to turn this light on. Raise your unit, get your vehicle out of the way, unhooked, completely out of the way, come up in here and you're just going to touch auto level. Auto level is going to run down these auto leveling. Get two sets that's going to run down. But what I want you to take note of, the very first thing it's going to do, it's going to drop your whole nose. So these are going to come all the way down. You want to make sure that your door is either open as it is, or not just setting open where that can catch as it comes down. Some they do, don't look like this one might. But anyway, your whole front's going to drop first, and as it comes up, all these leveling systems are going to drop down. Once your unit is level, this light here is going to go from flashing to solid. Once that's solid, you know your unit's level and stable, and we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. We get back in the corner, big 30-foot 50 amp cord. Where these plug in now is they will go in to the left, say put it in at 11 o'clock, turn it to the right to noon, and then go ahead and put your black washer on there. At the end of this 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a 30 amp, a lot of campsites are, there's a dog bone, comes to your convenience pack, that'll bring you from 50 down to 30. And then if you need to plug into a 110, 30 down to 15 amp, also comes to your convenience pack, you can throw right on there. Just remember, when running things on 110, don't run both your ACs or run a lot of things together. You don't want to pop a bunch of fuses. Alright, so you got your power hooked up. Go ahead and hook up your water. Docking station, again, underneath your hoses here, you see 4 levers and instructions on how to set them. At campsites, we are going to hook up to city water. We're going to put white down, green to the left, red up, blue to the left. Now we match this Then our water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in the unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use these. Hook that up right here where it says city inlet. Hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. We got one more step. Just to the right of your docking station is your hot water heater. And now we're doing at this point, this door will lift right up off here. Try to do this one-handed here. There we go. Get our drain plug back in. Throw some plumber's tape around there. Tape is recommended, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get your rod and plug back in there. Get that in there nice and snug. That is 1 1/8 inches. Once that's in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if that hose has been on for a few minutes, I need you to go ahead and pop up inside and open up all of your slides. I'll show you how to do that when we get inside, but for time's sake, we'll say you get in there and you open up your slides. I need you to get in there and open up all of your water lines. Turn your water taps on, turn your showers on, turn everything on until you got a nice steady flow of water going through them, no air, shut them off. Then come back out here and check to see if you've got some water coming out of here by lifting up on this pressure release valve. If there's water coming out, you'll know your hot water heater is full and you're all set with water, and you can turn that hot water heater on indoors. Now let's say for some reason your hot water heater isn't working. Right here are some reset buttons. If them are bubbled up, simply press them back in. That'll reset your hot water heater. So override protection. Alright, we're all set up with city water. Let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to go to a campsite. We're going to go boondocking or dry camping. In that case, we have a two-step process. We're going to start with our power tank fill. Turn knobs accordingly. It looks like just this blue one down, everything else matches. Hook up your hose in the same spot. Turn that hose on. Now you're going to go inside and watch where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Have someone hold that button down while you're filling this tank. Once that tank is full, remove that hose. Put your cap back on. Now you're going to switch from power tank up to dry camping. Move knobs accordingly. You're matching this. Now to draw water out of that tank, you're going to go ahead and turn on your water pump. You can do it out here. You can do it indoors on your control panel. Just wherever you do it, shut it off at the same spot. Alright, we're all set to camp with power and water. Two different ways. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. Again, motion sensitive light. You can plug in a solar panel right there. Now trickle charge your batteries. Your Lippert auto leveling system. Again, instructions on that. A light for your water pump. Plug in your cable and satellite here. Instructions for water connections. You've got a spray port hose that'll connect to here for an outdoor hot and cold shower. City connection. Your black tank flush. We've got a couple of these. We'll talk about them when you're dumping your black tanks. You have one here and then you have an extra black tank in the back. I'll show you where those are. Your water filter. Your unit does come with a handle for changing this out. This is just a convenient spot to run all of your water hoses down through. Inside your front storage area here, that hose or that big water bottle right there, you can fill that with fresh water, which is accessible from your island up inside the unit. That way you know you've got good water no matter where you're drinking it from. Your inverter around the corner. Front side here will be your propane. That's just a vent for it. And your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. On your propane, lefty loosey to open. Just point this toward the tank you wish to be using. Green means you've got gas. Continuing back down, again our hot water heater, fluid for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Heading on down our off campsite, our low point drains. Access to the back of your fridge for technicians. Your low point drains will be easier accessible when our slides are closed when leaving the campsite. There's our second black tank flush. There's where we'll dump front black and gray tanks, rear black and gray tanks. It's just a little area that you can store, say, your gloves, anything else you need for change, gloves, paper towel, anything else you're going to need for changing your, dumping your black tanks for sanitary purposes. Big storage area here. Same thing here in the back. 3 ways or 2 ways to get it to there. Again, your power cord. Accessory hitch. All the info for that accessory hitch is listed right here. If that can tell, here's a 3,000 pound hitch. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. It's a fully walkable roof here. Get up there and check your seams. You want to maintain the integrity of this unit. Up here, you're prepped for a backup camera. Device you can purchase. It sits on the dash of your tow vehicle. Another device attaches to that, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Big outdoor kitchen here. Just grab and pull all this out here. Big prep area, griddle, sink, and fridge. Just make sure you keep this locked when traveling. Make sure you snap that Blackstone top on there. This is Capital, not Blackstone. A couple of outdoor speakers. Spare tires underneath here. And this is where you'll put in your manual crank to bring that down if you need it. Slam latches. Just let them fall and they close pretty easy. You can set up a TV out here. You got 110 in cable there. Again, speakers here. On your awnings, just want to show you you've got a pitch control. I didn't run them both out, but if it's raining down at that end and you want the rain to come to this end, just simply pull down on this. Give it a good pull. And that'll, there you go. Pitch control, that pitched my awning all the way to the right now. It's going to run all the rainwater this way, away from wherever our picnic table was. Another low point drain. Again, with the slides closed, you can get to all of those. The ones up here, you'll get into this access panel. Square headed nuts will get you to that low point drain. Inside your storage over here, you can also put TV, cable 110. Hook up your vacuum parts here. Vacuum engine out here. To access the bag for your battery, just kind of pull down on this and pull that forward. We'll hook your battery up or your bag up before you take off with this. Your spray port hose for that shower on the other side. You can also hook up here if you want to clean this side of the unit off. Spare area here for your extra propane tank. All your hydraulics for your leveling system. Battery. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up beside your unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone in this camp with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming straight in, we'll go over on the wall here. You've got a panel. Just touch the screen here. It's going to pull up your BM Pro. I recommend you get on your phone and you download the BM Pro app. You can do a lot of this from your phone. It makes everything run so much easier. There it is right there, J Command by BM Pro. So on the home page, we can access a lot of things. Didn't mean to touch it. But our climate, our lights, our motors, our tanks, our energy. We can also do this. Climates, lights, motors, tanks, energy by coming down the side. I'm going to start by touching the water button. That's going to show you can turn on your water pump in here. Where to turn on your hot water heater if you're hooked to electric or if you're hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. This shows the levels of your tanks. Next button will be motors. Kind of looks like a motor there. This page scrolls with the touch. So starting up top, we can run our auto leveling. Let's say front. Bring it up if you need it. We can retract them all or auto level from in here as well. Scroll up. I recommend auto leveling from outside. That way you're not in the unit moving it. They're pretty sensitive. Slides to the left, awnings to the right. Retract or extend those. We'll close those up when leaving the campsite here. Next is our climate control. Let's start just by turning this on. Mode, we're in cool. Start the AC kick on. There's a second AC for the bedroom here now. Kick that one on. We'll go back to the first AC and shut that off. As well as the second. You shut off rather quickly. Now let's turn the front one back on and change this cool to heat. We're at 70 degrees. Let's go ahead and set your temperature up so it'll turn on. And it did. Now generally you can shut these off and the heat shuts off after a couple moments. But I just want to show you, you also have a fan you can turn on. Hear that? Or the auto cool. I have to get down below that for, or up above that for the auto cool. We're going back to the heat. You hear it still running. Now I'm going to shut the heat off. It will take a few minutes for you to hear the fan to shut off for the heat. Going back to the main, note that this one in the bedroom is just a cool and a fan. There's no heat off that one. The heat runs off the first one through the whole unit. Next, let's go down to our lighting. Don't know if you know this, but every single light pretty much in your unit, except this front accent and rear accent, are dimmable. Let's go right here to our dinette and show you by holding this, bringing this up and down here. Go to our dinette lighting. See it dim and brighten. Same thing in the living room. You see our bedroom accent, kitchen pendant. Security lights, or you can just touch these lights and turns everything on and off. Go back to our lights, turn everything back on, brighten them all up. Awnings, security. I do want to go back to motors and go to awnings again. I'll show you on your awnings. Number one is the one here in the front. Number two is back here. You only want to run them out until you can see your brown bar. If you hold that button down, these will start to continue to run themselves out and start to run themselves up backwards. So watch them when you run them out. Only run them out as far as you need to. I'm just hitting retract up here. You got to keep your finger on the button. I'll run these back in here real quick. Yeah, I've got my awnings back in. Move to our lighting. Below the lighting, you can check your tire pressure. And lastly, it shows you what kind of power you're running off from. Going back to home. Again, you can do most of that from here. Touch motors, it pulls up everything. Down here on the bottom is lighting. 1 is interior. 2 is exterior. 3 will do both. Another spot, you can turn on your water pump. Coming over here to these arrows, I'm going to take you back to the arrow that starts with off. These 3 buttons are going to all run together here. So we'll go to off to pair. This is where you can pair your phone to the BM Pro here. Next is awning. extend or retract. Awnings 1 and 2, as well as all 4 slides, 5 slides. You can extend or retract them from here instead of needing to go up to the top. So 2 spots you can do that. These are just quicker down here, quicker to get to. That covers everything on that. Continuing in the unit, we'll start here in the kitchen. Max air vent, just hit on. That's going to open up and turn that on for you. Get it running. You can change the speed on that. 4 different speeds to off. Just hit off and that will close it and shut it off for you. See a few of these through the unit. They are temperature readers. They allow the thermostat to work better. Note our little half bath here in the kitchen. You got this little bungee cord here. When you're traveling, make sure that's bungeed open to keep that door from bouncing around on you. In here you do have a fan and a vent. You can open and close up there. I want to note you do have some plumbing in here to maintain. Keep an eye on that. Make sure nothing's wiggling loose over time. You are bouncing a house down the road. If you do move this trailer a lot, just keep an eye on things. Complete separate manual for your Whirlpool fridge and freezer with your water. Continuing into the kitchen. Got a microwave. Convection oven combination. Get that working real quick. Stop that. Come down here. You got a panel light and an oven light. You'll simply turn these to high, push in for a light. When your gas is turned on, everything will light up for you. On the oven, same thing here in the middle. Turn that to the middle for light, and then press it in for a spark. And when your gas is on, that'll light this down here for you. Again, oven light's over here. Panel light here. Turning around to your island. On the side, one of these ends here, is where you can turn on the freshwater drinking station. That will turn on access to that bottle that's downstairs inside your front storage, and you can get that water from here. Below that's going to be a 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12-volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, and you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect I showed you up front to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. 110 next to the island. Again, some plumbing underneath here. That's the storage. This is a drying rack. Pantry. You do more. Another area to turn on and off your lighting here. You can turn on your AC low or high. You can turn on your water pump again if you're over here and you need to turn it on. And dinette lighting. Continuing. Last thing in your kitchen here. I'll show you. You got a couple of 110s, a USB charging port. On the side of your island here, a couple of 110s with GFCI reset. And an up down button and lighting. Let's bring up the reason for the up down button. Got a TV on both sides of this. That comes all the way up. Again, as I said, television on both sides. Down below that TV, up here in your big living room, can be your JBL sound system. Probably won't pick up much in this building here. You can also get sound from the TV. There we go. So, 3 zones. That's A, that's for indoors. That's our above sound. And C is going to be outdoors. You can crank the music outdoors. In here and in the living room. Different modes you've got FM, USB, auxiliary. I'm just pushing this last button here. Optical, HDMI, ARC, and Bluetooth compatible as well. Back to FM. Touch that once. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can turn it on and go through and show you all the pretty colors or how bright dim they can go. But the biggest thing now is the heat. Not just for looks. These actually kick out quite a bit of heat. 4,777 BTU. Actually, I feel the heat already. So the thing is, if you're plugged in at a campsite and it's chilly in the morning or evening, you're up here in the living room, instead of wasting your gas, turn on that electric heater. This will get it toasting here in no time, and you can save your gas for when you need it. Sofas. Both sides will turn into a bed. I'll show you them here in a minute. You can crank up your lights in here. Again, another spot you can turn on and off some more lights. Seating here has accent lights, power recline, as well as massage, heat, and USB port. So both seats have this lighting. Show you real quick how to turn your sofa into a bed. Both sides will fold out the same way. Your backs are velcroed on. So remove your velcroed backs. Standing in the middle gives you good leverage. Lift this up, hold your legs out. Watch your head and pull this towards you. Reach in the back. Fold that down. And just that quickly, we've got another sleeping quarters. There actually is enough room for this one to fold out as well. Just becomes one big tight area or one big bed. Putting this back, biggest thing to remember here is to fold the back up first. Otherwise you're going to damage your sofa. Put the front up, fold your legs in, and just jackknife this back down. Turn your Velcro cushions. And just that quickly you are back to a sofa. Sitting on down. Just gonna bring that TV down real quick so we don't forget that on our way out. Smoke alarm right above your door here in the kitchen. Just head on up into your bedroom. Another television in here. Bedroom on a slide. Another door to make sure that you snap open for travel. But in the meantime, we have magnets over here. More lighting. Best part about this is you can be in bed at night and realize, oh, I left all the lights on. You can shut off all the interior or all the exterior lights from the comfort of your bed. Or turn them on if you think you hear something outside. Right, coming into our bathroom, again, double doors to make sure I bungee back. Another door to keep an eye on is your shower door here. You want to make sure this beautiful glass doesn't get ruined. So make sure you have this safety handle snapped on there before you travel with this open. Beautiful shower head here. Again, his and her sinks. What I meant by again is more plumbing to keep an eye on. Built pretty well, just keep an eye on it. Make sure again, things don't wiggle loose. We got some hangers up in here. A hand crank open. Power exhaust vent back here as well. And I believe that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by saying doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. All of our beds are up. Just shutting off these lights because they won't shut off with everything else. Like I said, doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Lots of room here. Strap down your chairs here and your dinette. Come to my control panel. I'm just going to touch number 1. That's going to shut off all my interior lights except for accented lights that I have to walk through and individually shut off. So we walk through and do that real quick. Alright, shut off all my lights through the unit. I'm going to look outside. Exterior lights are still on, so I'm just going to touch number 2. I should shut all of them off. Now I'm going to go to my panel here and go to S1, slide number 1, retract. I'm just going to turn back on my number 1 light so you can watch these slide in. So slide number 1 is going to be off campsite. So slide number 2 will be the kitchen. These sides kind of go around the unit. Now you see the importance of having everything out of the way, how tight that room is. Now I'm going to go, instead of doing the rest from here, I'm going to go to my control panel. I'm going to go to motors. We know we're on slide number 3. Just going to hit retract. Oh, that's out. We're going to hit retract. Bring in this bedroom slide. Once that's in, scroll down to number 4, do the same, and bring in our dinette slide. Do want to mention also your wipers, your sills on your slides. There's a fluid that you can spray on them, keeps them pliable, adds to the longevity of the life of them. I wanted you to hear that once. Don't worry, that is nothing grinding. That is just the slide mechanism saying, hey, I'm in all the way. Let go of the button. So lastly, we can't see it. I'm going to keep my finger on the button. But our front campsite slide with the sofa is coming in. And you can hear when these are in. Okay. Number 1, shuts off our lights, exit our unit. A couple things on these stairs. Start with, they are adjustable. Simply press up on this metal piece, and it'll bring the leg up and down. I'll view it from over here. And adjust that. Bringing it up, you want to make sure your exterior door is as open as you can get it, because it's a pretty close fit as this comes in. So make sure it's all the way open. This sits inside. Slide this over. Now opening this unit, you're going to have to push down on that and slide this over in order to get your door open. Before you leave the campsite, lock and deadbolt your door, lift and turn this handle. Now I say before you leave the campsite, I mean before you leave the dump station. Alright, if we are out boondocking, Come right here and pull that white handle. That's going to be your freshwater drain, a low point drain. And then you're going to go on the other side and open up that blue line right there. It's going to be all your fresh water. Get them drained out. Come on around to our docking station again. No vehicle in the way. We're going to turn this back on. Now we're going to hit retract all. That's going to bring up all of your stabilizers. You can bring this down low again. You'll come up here and hold on your up button to bring the front up. Get it up over your vehicle. Get your vehicle hooked up, attach, and head on to the clear dump station or on home. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. We're going to bring up our auto leveling. We're going to dump these low points were for freshwater. Your low points for everything else will be drained here from your access panel in here. Just get in there to open up the lines, and that'll drain them out. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dumps are going to be behind your tires on your off camp side. I'm going to start with this one up here in the front. Got a 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Arrive, hook that up, and pull your black handle. And that's going to be your sewage. Go inside, look at black tank number 1. Black tank number 1 looks empty. Leave that black handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station. Come up in here and hook that up here. Again, emphasizing black handle open. Turn that hose on, let it run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout that you just put in there has drained. Then close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks and your showers. When that's done, close that. Come on over here to your last tank. Hook up and pull down here accordingly. Start with your black. When that sounds empty, grab that hose at your dump station, and your second tank is going to wash out from here. Repeat the process. Make sure all that black tank is washed out. Close your black handle. Pull this gray. And then lastly, that gray. So clean your sewage hose out. Grab that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in this stinky slinky hose. And head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Northpoint for many years to come. Happy camping.